The older I get, the more I appreciate stretching before doing literally anything, and scuba diving is no different. It's very important to prepare your dive equipment and your body properly before a dive. Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to Scuba Diving Magazine channel, your favourite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Yeah, when you consider the entire day, not just the actual water work of a scuba dive, scuba diving is a full body workout that involves heavy lifting, repetitive movements, hyperextensions and aerobic exercise as well. It's not just blowing bubbles, you're doing a lot of work. This video is actually inspired by a channel subscriber, Carl Fleming, who asked for any stretches and exercises that would help with scuba diving, and there are a few that in an ideal world you should be doing every day, but when you're nice and warmed up at the start of the day before a dive, it's good to run through each of these just to get your key muscle groups and the tendons stretched and just get ready for your next dive. This how-to video is sponsored by dive computer giant and one of the most highly regarded diving brands today, Shearwater. And Shearwater has just released a new diving computer, the Peregrine TX, which is an air-integrated color screen computer with a wireless rechargeable battery. Shearwater began developing technical diving computers when the owners couldn't find what they needed on the market, so they made their own. Now Shearwater has a full range of top quality dive computers, from entry-level recreational computers to extreme technical dive computers with large color screens that you can customize, down to watch-sized computers that you can just wear every day, and even heads-up display computers. If you ask around online, you'll struggle to find anyone who doesn't recommend Shearwater, so they're definitely worth checking out. It's important to stretch your shoulders. In the water, you can solve some issues yourself by reaching your own valves. I've heard plenty of stories of divers who jump with either closed or partially open valves, and if you can reach your own valves behind your head or behind your shoulders, it's a lot less of an issue. You're less reliant on someone else to get it for you. We're going to start by pointing up to the sky with one arm and then touching the back of your neck. Then take your other arm and then gently push your elbow so it's more vertical, and try to reach your hand as far down your back as you can comfortably reach. You're stretching your triceps and those shoulder muscles. Hold that for about 30 to 60 seconds and then relax and repeat on the other side. You can do it once or twice or a few times and it just gets your shoulders a little bit ready. Then we're going to move on to your rotator cuff to try and increase mobility. Try and keep your legs straight whilst you're standing upright. Bend over at the waist, and you're basically going to do a windmill with one arm forwards 30 times and then switch directions. You're going to do it backwards 30 times as well before repeating with your other arm. We're aiming for little circles at first and then working to bigger and bigger circles to kind of loosen everything up and help your arm just reach further. That's really going to help reach those valves behind you. After years of diving twin steel cylinders, trust me when I say that you need to look after your back. Even aluminium single cylinders are heavy and you need to pick them up properly. Sitting or standing, straighten your back so you're nice and upright and cross your arms in front of you, that kind of genie style, without turning your legs. Keep your legs facing forwards. Slowly turn to face your shoulders as far left as you can go, and just hold it there for a couple of seconds and then return back to the center and do your best to pause before turning to the right. The trick here is to be nice and smooth and pause at the maximum extension. No like jerking or just bouncing from side to side. If you bounce from side to side, you can hurt your back by just hyperextending it a bit too far. We're aiming to gently find how far you can comfortably twist, hold it there for a bit, and then return. If you go too fast, you can blow past that. So it's all nice, slow, steady, and pausing between the left, the center, and the right. Next, we're going to do some planking. sorry. Down on all fours, get into the press up position with your back in line with your legs. We're going to hold this for as long as you can, but we're aiming for about 30 seconds. If you're struggling, use your knees, go down from your toes down to your knees, and you can even go down to your elbows as well if it's hurting your wrists. Planking just wakes up your core muscles, but we only want to wake them up gently, not break yourself just before a dive. So don't stress too much, but yeah, we're aiming for about a 30-second plank. Most of your power in the water comes from your thighs, and your lower legs work your fine tuning and changing direction. So pretty much all of your legs need attention. We're starting off with squats. Squats use all of the major muscles and joints in your legs. Feet shoulder width apart, standing upright, heels on the ground. Try and keep your heels down, keep your back straight and stick your bum out a little bit, and then bend your knees, but try to keep your knees hanging over your toes. You don't want your knees to move too forwards of your toes, and try and just squat down as low as you can comfortably go. Find a comfortable position as if you're just about to sit on a chair or a low bench, and then stand up straight, and you can repeat that a few times. Your glutes, you can lie down on the deck and bring your knees up to your chest, and if you can, try to cross your right leg over your left knee, and then holding onto the left leg, try and pull that towards your chest. It kind of twists and stretches your butt, and that's what we're really aiming for. Repeat with the other leg. Again, you just want to pull it gently towards yourself and hold it for a few seconds just to stretch that muscle. Once you're already on the floor, roll onto your right hand side and grab onto your left foot behind you. You need to pull that back and upwards towards your butt whilst keeping your knees together. This stretches the quad muscle, that's the front of your thigh, and you can usually feel that pretty well. It's usually better, especially if you're on a dive boat, to do this lying down on the deck. If you're trying to balance one-footed, you can topple over, so it's always best just to lie down. Hold that stretch for like 20 to 30 seconds, and then roll over and do the same for your right leg. Your hamstring, which is the back of your thigh, can be stretched by, again, laying on the floor. Stabilize yourself with your left leg, just kind of lift that up just to plant it down, and then lift your right leg, trying to keep it as straight as possible, and then just pull your leg as close to your chest as you can gently, or if there's like a bar or something that you can brace against, you can put your leg, or you put your foot on that, brace the straight leg, and then you can just bend over, and you can do it standing up. It's a lot quicker. Tight calf muscles can lead to cramps in the water, which just suck, and that's because your calf muscles are the ones that kind of point your feet. So take a seat, sit down on a bench or something, straighten out one of your legs, and then try to use a towel or something to pull your toes towards you, just to stretch that calf muscle. Hold that for 30 to 60 seconds, and then just repeat with the other leg. If you're wearing your fins, then you can grab onto the tip of your fins and just stretch your calf in a similar way. If you're struggling to reach your actual toe tips, then you can actually go down to the ankle and then follow the side of the blade, go to the tip, and then straighten your leg. And finally, down to the ankle, find a raised platform somewhere about knee height, plant your foot on that, and then lean the weight of your chest on the knee, and it's going to stretch the back of your ankle. As with all of these stretches, you don't need to push harder than feels right. If you've been sat down for a long time, just traveling to the dive site or whatever it is, or it's like a new day on a liverboard, you've just woken up, then it's important to get your blood flowing to just all of your body first. Not expecting you to go for a run or do any kind of strenuous exercise right before a dive, because that's a bad thing, but you do need to kind of just wake your body up a little bit. Just warm your muscles up, just get to stretch those muscles and tendons, and remember to, of course, lift with your legs and not your back, your cylinders and your weight belts and all that kind of stuff. I know it might seem like a quick thing just to bend over and pick up your weight belt, but actually you're really putting a lot of load on your lower back, so you want to try and avoid that. Try to make your preparation as easy as possible. This can be as simple as just placing your mask and whatever it is, your dive computer, your torch, somewhere easy that you can reach in a standing up position before you put on your BCD and your weights, so that you're not getting kitted up. You put your BCD on, you got your weight belt on, you got your fins on, suddenly you realize that your mask is on the deck and you got to bend over whilst you're fully kitted up. Try and avoid all that. Go through all of your equipment, make sure it's nice and easy to reach before you put that BCD on. And if you think you're going to be struggling with something, if there's a cylinder that you need to move and you're a bit unsure of yourself, or the boat's a little bit rocky, just ask someone to help you, or just ask them to do it for you. If there's any kind of mechanical aids, any like trolley jacks or stuff to move cylinders, use it. It might take you an extra 5 seconds or something to load a cylinder onto it, but it's going to look after your body. So try and delegate as much as possible. I'm always telling people look after their equipment and check it between dives. The same goes for your body. So the next time that you're just milling around before a dive, just do some stretches, try to keep warm. The same with getting changed. You don't want to get too cold when you're taking off your like civvy clothes, getting into your wetsuit or your dry suit. You want to try and stay warm between them. So get like a nice fleecy poncho or something. There's not much off limits when it comes to like stretching and preparing your body, because diving is a full body experience. But you're looking for range of motion in the shoulders, your hips, your knees and your ankles, whilst you're warming up, pretty much all of your major muscle groups as well, just to get your entire body ready, your blood flowing, all of your joints are nicely lubricated. But yeah, range of motion and kind of just stretching, warming up those muscles. And of course, stay hydrated, but not too hydrated. Look up immersion diuresis. Remember to check out today's sponsor, shearwater.com. Honestly, if you go to any scuba diving social website and you ask for a recommendation, someone usually recommends Shearwater, and the Peregrine specifically, that dive computer. Now that it has wireless air integration and a digital compass, it's very easy to recommend the Peregrine TX to most scuba divers. Also, check out our website and think about a magazine subscription. We've got Father's Day coming up, and a magazine subscription is a cool gift that just keeps on giving for an entire year. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.